Okay, good morning, sir. Please, can
Good
you kindly
morning.
introduce yourself to me?
Yes, my name is Leke Assam. I'm based in the United States, Michigan. I am a pharmacist, a doctor of pharmacy. I work at Walgreens Pharmacy. I currently been working there for almost 2 years now. And I've known you, Stanley. You've been a very good friend of mine. I would say childhood friend from way, way back. And I can say we're definitely brothers from another mother. So how are you doing?
And I'm doing great. Thank you.
Awesome.
That's a great. I am impressed by your introduction as a doctor of pharmacist. Did you work any other place before your current job location?
Yes, I did work other jobs while I was in school. So, but when I finished my program, that was in 2017, I did work at a hospital as a clinical pharmacist for
Okay.
about I would say almost 8 months.
All right.
While I was doing that, and then I was also working at a community pharmacy, independent pharmacy.
Okay.
And then before I did relocate to, that was in Nevada, Las Vegas. And then before
Okay.
I did relocated to Michigan, where I'm working currently at Walgreens, the company.
Wow, that's great.
Thank
So
you.
far, our major exercise. I just want to interview you. Let me say the major topic for interview is all about work ethics and honesty.
Okay.
Yes. So permit me to ask you a first question. What does honesty mean to your profession?
Honesty is very, very vital to my profession. My profession, because I deal with not just the staff, but I deal with individuals every day, clients, and also call them patients.
Okay.
So honesty is very, 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 very significant. It's a very, very vital component in my profession.
Okay, I can imagine. That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
So, if I may ask, have you ever done anything dishonest at your work?
Well, it depends. Professionally, dealing with my clients, have to be honest. I'm 100% honest with them because as a healthcare professional, they put their trust in me, and also I can say in some sense they put their life in me. Because they're depending on me to tell them what the drug is for, and how to take the drug and the side effects and things like that. So I have to be 100% honest with them.
Okay.
On the other hand, in the workplace community, we are honest in terms of professionalism with each other, the staff. I can somewhat, when we have like, it's not just like strict work. At times we have like times where we try to play with each other. You know, it's not kind of a serious dishonesty, but it's kind of like relaxing work environment where we try to, in lack of a better word, prank each other.
Okay.
So at that point we try to be dishonest in one way or the other,
Mhm.
but it has nothing related to the work that
All right.
we do in our profession. That is just like to, make the staff, make the area, the working area to be a little bit conducive for everyone. It's not just work, 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 but we have to interact with each other.
Okay.
So that is the part of it. But I have to be, in terms of work, if you're asking in terms of my job, I am 100% honest. That's it.
I see. That's good. That's good to know. And I will also want to find out if you have any idea about any staff, maybe within your organization, who has at one point at work uh, demonstrated some dishonesty. And if that has happened at any point in time, how did people find out?
Wow. Yes, there's been in the short period of time that I've been in this field, I have had one dishonesty by one of our staff, which resulted in a probation. Because how it's been reviewed is they don't just accuse you when someone, because we have a policy of, the staff, if you see something, say something. If you see something that is not right, you owe it to yourself and the entire staff to report it, because we have to grow as a whole. It's a whole big organization. So, and when you report that to the boss or whoever is in charge, because we have a whole policy, then they will look into it. They don't just accuse the person, but they will look into it and see if the accusation, has some evidence on what you're saying. And if that is the case, necessary precautions have to be taken. It depends on how serious the dishonesty or the result of the dishonesty is to, the work.
Okay, so how did they find out that he was dishonest or she?
Like I said, you can. They did find out. First of all, where I work, there are video cameras everywhere.
Okay.
So if there are video cameras everywhere where you to be dishonest in terms of doing something in action, it can easily be caught on a video camera.
Okay.
So it basically someone, another colleague, another staff reported um, the the employee.
Okay.
And which was a reasonable thing to do, because when we all found out that that was what happened, the thing is they don't reveal who the person is. They
Okay.
just at times they do this incident.
So far, I'll be moving over to the next question, which is has just imagine in a case where maybe your boss at work wants you to behave maybe in a dishonest manner. What would you do?
If my boss wants me to behave in a dishonest manner,
Yeah.
okay, it depends on the subject. It depends on what I'm being dishonest about. If, like I said, when you asked me about dishonesty, that I've ever been dishonest at work, work is because for work you have to understand that it's not just the client and the employee point of view. Work also results in the staff, especially when you have a confined environment of many employees. So if efficiency also depends on the staff and how connected and related they are to one another, and how freely, they can at the same time be friendly with each other and at the same time be very professional. So if you're working at a very hostile environment, it decreases your efficiency and it decreases. Just imagine you're coming to work and all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's a place environment that you don't want to be to. You already have this negative mood and this negative energy is going on in some way and drop down your efficiency on how you interact on the business in general. So in terms of dishonesty, yes, me and my boss at times we try to prank each other, at work, try to make it a little bit fun. But when dealing with the business as a whole, when dealing with clients as a whole, with patients as a whole, I am entitled. I'm a pharmacist as much as my boss is a pharmacist. My boss can be the pharmacy manager, can be the store manager, can be whoever is higher than me. But I also have a responsibility to do my job. The fact that I have a boss And if the boss wants me to be dishonest in my job, it's my responsibility to, to not to do that. Because the fact that they are my boss, that doesn't mean they are entitled to everything. I also have the power as a pharmacist to do what is best because I swear an oath of do no harm, not maleficence to my client.
Okay.
So to my patients. So my number one priority is those patients. So I cannot, in good conscience, follow the order of my boss. I have to be honest with my patients for their own good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. That's great. I'm really, really impressed by that, and seeing that you making such or you have such commitment to your clients, and you care more about their safety. You care more
Yeah.
about maybe their well-being.
Yes.
So, and even in your question, you answered already my next question, which is how can dishonest boss influence employees' honesty?
Yes. Like I said, a dishonest boss can influence employees' honesty in. It has a very strong impact. You have to be strong as an employee on your objectives and the company objectives, and you have to know that it works the company is a whole living. Look at it as a whole living organism, or you can call it an organization, and everybody plays a part in it. So one part can be corrupted by the other, just like you're saying. The boss, you as an employee, your boss can corrupt you if you are not strong enough. Your boss can corrupt you because in life it's not just like I'm putting it. It looks so easy, but in life there are some facts that you can succumb to. Let's say you are an employee and you have this. Your boss is the one that hire you. Your boss is the one that can fire you.
Mhm.
That makes it a little bit difficult because let's say now you are the employee, you have families, you have people that are looking up to you, you have things to take care of, and you really need the job. It's very easy to succumb to whatever your boss is saying and your boss wants you to do, and if it's dishonesty. But you have to look at it in a point of, what is the objective of your work?
Okay.
Yeah, what is the objective of your work? And like you said, the question, I know I'm going all around, what does it mean to have a strong work? I know, what was the question? You said,
Yeah, actually, yeah, how
what
your boss
influence,
can influence, yeah,
how
your
your boss can,
honesty.
yes.
Yeah.
So your boss, like I said, your boss can influence your work in a very huge way, and which brings in work ethics and objectives. So you have to be compassionate. You have to love your job, and you have to do good with your clients and whoever they may be, and put them first.
Okay.
And yeah, so that is my ethics, and that is, with strong ethics, with strong work ethics, I think it will help you to combat whatever temptations you're facing at work, including your boss trying to, you know, um, your boss trying to do something that, because he or she has the powers to do. And I think we have a way in my company, we have like, check and balance or division of power. That in the
Okay.
sense that the fact that you are a boss, it doesn't mean you can just fire me, or you can ask me to do something that I know is not right. And if I don't do it, then you're threatening to fire me. No, we do have check and balances. We can also report our boss, or we can also file a complaint. So we have all those rights. We can also, if you're fired without no legitimate reason, it just depends on the area and the country where you're from. You can file a complaint and you can file a lawsuit and while you've been fired, and
Okay.
if it's not legitimate reason. So yeah, at this point we have all the tools. It just depends, like I said, on the location where you are.
Okay.
It's pretty much. reasonable to withstand your boss from where I am, like, you know, to stand
Okay,
up to your boss.
I understand very well.
Yeah.
Unlike in some other places where it
Yes.
seems almost impossible.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So, if I am to ask you the question, how would you describe your own personal work ethics?
I tend to be very, very professional. I'm well known for that. I tend to be very, very professional when I go to work. I need to have this frame of mind. When I'm leaving the house, I can do whatever I want at home, you know. But when I go to my work and I'm there as the pharmacist, I know people look up to me. I know the standards that is being set. So I'm very professional. I'm very, very empathetic. So I try to listen to the clients, the patients, and try to listen to my staff, and their demands and what they want, and I try to coordinate the facility and see how it goes, and try to yes, run it smoothly. So you need to have a very strong work ethics. You have to balance the aura, the energy in the environment as with the staff at the same time with the patient. You know, and you have to be really friendly, because if you're meeting people day after day, you have to be really nice, because some people, I've had many circumstances or many situations where people come and you look at the way they are talking to you, they are really down, and by the time they are leaving, you know, your location, your pharmacy, they seem very happy, and they will say thank you, and they will be very grateful for the services you've given to them.
Uh,
So work, yes, work ethics comes with, you know, you being compassion and you actually loving what you're doing and have respect for it.
Thank you very much for that answer. I think I'm also learning very so much from your own personal work ethics, and I will also want to find out again my next question. You made mention of strong work ethics. What
Okay.
does it really mean when you say strong work ethics?
All right, strong work ethics, it means that you have to, one, include professionalism.
Okay.
You have to be professional when you need to be. Include discipline. You know, you have to be disciplined. You have to discipline yourself, and you have to be punctual in terms of, you know, coming at work at the time that you need to be at work, and leaving work at the time that you need to leave work. Do the things that you need to do for that day before you leave, and make sure that once you're leaving it better than you found it for the next person that is coming in. And you also have to, that relationship in terms of work ethics with your patients or your clients, whoever, you know, your clients in general, you have to have a relationship of one, friendly relationship. You have to be very open. You have to be very, like I said, friendly. You have to have empathy. You know, you have to, yes, be reasonable with them. All this, and you have to also be very, very down to earth, because you never know who you might meet as a client. It might be they might come as just a client, because remember, when somebody's coming to you or you're talking to somebody as a client, um, you don't know their background. They already know your background because they're coming to your workplace. They know you, you know, but you don't know their background. It might be somebody that has, you know, maybe a higher status than you. It might be somebody that you don't know. So you have to treat everybody with, you know, so friendly, and, you know, you guys should have a common, you have to be down to earth with everyone.
Okay.
You know, I've had circumstances where people, they are of really high status, but they leave their work and, you know, they're at home, they come to get their medications and stuff like that. But, you know, they were what, senators, but you never knew.
Hmm.
You know, you just looking at this person wearing the pajamas or the shots and stuff and coming to get the medication. You're like, oh yeah, welcome, and but from the conversation that you're having with that person, then the person has to reveal that, okay, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, and all of a sudden now the person is leaving, and the person all of a sudden the person is uh, uh, putting it on Facebook or on Twitter, like, oh, I met this really good person, and this is from this place. This. That's how your review goes, and it's for benefit of the company. And now, your company is famous or your workplace is famous, and now all of a sudden, it's, just have
I
that
see.
strong, yeah, common
Okay.
grounds of, liking everybody.
Yeah, great, great. I am much more impressed. I feel relaxed already. Uh,
Mhm.
so far, do you think that work ethics is a very essential trait for any company? And if yes, why?
Yes, it is. It is a very essential trait for every company. They need
Your audio is stopped.
what's going on.
Okay, now,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, all right. So yeah, like you said, it's a very essential. That is one of the policy. Like if a company, they're trying to, for a company, the ethics manual should be one of the basic stuff, like for orientation, that any employee that is coming in should be aware of what to do and what not to do while working in the job.
Okay,
It is very, very important because it enables you to, it gives a playing field to everyone. Because when it comes to ethics, ethics helps to make the playing field balance in terms of race, in terms of where you're coming from, in terms of how you look, in terms of your gender, in terms of also all those things. With good ethics manual in a company, that barrier, it breaks down all that barrier as long as you follow that strong work ethics that your company has, guidelines that your company have.
I see. I see. That's quite elaborate. So far, I will be giving my last question, and the question is more directed to any, let's say, a novice. Have no need to call it a novice. You can say anyone who is taking his or her job for the first time, like a fresher.
Yeah.
Um, what advice can you give maybe a fresher um, that is related towards honesty and work ethics?
Okay. What I want to say is, if you're coming into a new company as an employee, it's going to be very, the first time coming in is very tough because you have to learn everything. You have to learn everything from the scratch. You have the technical know-how that they hired you for, but now you have to incorporate your technical know-how, your qualifications with the company's ethics and how the company does things. So we should take you. So my advice is you just be patient because ethics also aligns with personality. If you have a good personality and you have to really focus, especially when there's orientation and you have to go through all, yeah, just be patient, be friendly with everyone, be open, try to take the company's ethics very seriously. It is very, very important. Take the company's ethics very seriously. Learn the don'ts and the do what you
Those?
can do. Yes.
Okay.
So what you can do and what you can't do.
All right.
Try as much as possible to adapt to the
Okay.
environment because one of the main thing with work actually when going to a new place is to adapt to the location. You know, the technically the qualifications may be there, but if the environment is not conducive enough for you to adapt, it makes it very hostile for you, thereby depleting your efficiency, you know. So I will say try as much as possible to see how the environment is and try to adapt to the environment and make sure that it works, not just because don't succumb. I won't tell you as an employee to succumb to an organization. It has to be a fit for you. Yeah, it also has to be a fit for you because you as a human being, you also count. It has to be a fit for you. If you see that it's a good fit for you and it's something that it's a place that you want to work there for a very long time, and then you have to do as much as possible to keep it. As long as you have the zeal as for a new employee coming to a new company, as long as you have the zeal, that strength that has been taking you from one step to another, I would say that don't lose that when you get into a company. That is just a new beginning to a new story. So you have to, work hard, continue to work hard, and everything over time, the job is gonna be easy. But the most toughest part for you getting to a new company is the beginning. Over time, the job is gonna be easy because there are some things that already, like if you have clients asking you questions from the beginning that you are not familiar with, over time when you resolve those problems, it becomes like something that is common for you. Like a client calls or a client brings something, all of a sudden you know what to do. So I will say the most difficult thing for an employee when you get a job, that is not the end. When you get that job, is to put more force and put twice the energy you use in applying, twice the energy you use in getting the job, and work for a long period of time to get acquainted with the job and with others and your staff. And
Thanks
everything
very,
is gonna be fine. Yeah.
uh, thanks very much. We just gradually move to the end of our interview. I am so much impressed. I have learned so much. I must say that everything you have shared so far, there are a lot of things I have learned, and there are some other things also which I have noted, which we practically change also my own perception and also my own perception about workplace ethics and honesty. And I think that from one major thing which you have shared so far, which uh, which makes me feel more relaxed, is if you're working probably in a company where the work ethics is given to each and every staff. It gives them also a guidelines upon which they can work together to ensure that um, there will be some collaboration, some level of collaboration and between the staffs and how they should relate probably with their clients and also how they should relate with the staffs and probably their boss at work. So so far I can say thank you very much for your time that you put in to share this with us. It is going to go a long way, maybe to educate others. And I must say thank you. If there is any other thing, probably maybe you want to say before we come to the end of this video, you have the floor. Thank
I just want to say thank you very much for inviting me to come and have this interview with you. I think it's very it's a very vital topic, and I'm so happy for you having the time to hear my own point of view on the little experience that I've had so far. And just want to say yeah, and it was nice seeing you. It's been a while.
Thank you. Me too.